All right, and we are live. Hey, everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Thought I would sit down and do a current events and Q&A for you guys. Got most of my other stuff done. Got my training vlog up. Going to get some other videos up here afterwards. Thought I would wait a minute for that. Let me put up a community tab post so that everyone also gets that. All right, post that real quick. That will hopefully get a few more people in. And then we'll get over into our topic and we will go on. All right. So got the community tab post up. Hey, what's up, Defiant Trill? Get those comments going, bro. That's what actually helps this get in people's feeds. The more active you guys are in the first few minutes, the more we get from it. All right. Current topic. We're going into week 4 of government shutdown. A lot of people are like, oh no, what are we going to do? Well, it needs to continue. Let's be realistic. Our government spending is completely out of control. The taxpayers being screwed. We're being bent over a barrel. The IRS pretty much bleeds me dry. So in this case, I'm completely fine with this until they figure it out. They literally need to get our spending under control. We are not even balancing the budget every year. We have a government that goes further and further into debt every single year, and we're squandering money on ridiculous stuff. Keep in mind, this same president also discussed in his first month the idea of removing all income tax for everyone making under $150,000 a year, which I think is wonderful. I support that. Great idea. But yeah, they have to cut spending, and they've got to quit just taxing the citizens. Right? We've come out of the worst economy we've had in my adult life. Right? Worst economy in my adult life, and they're still taxing people into the ground. This has to stop, and they have to just quit squandering money. They don't have money for all this stuff. Nanny, it hasn't frozen for me. Has it froze for anyone else? It's still going for me. Okay, good. No, I don't need to post that. Yep, we're good. All right, so it's just you, Nanny Irish. But yeah, I mean, essentially it's a problem. And I always laugh. I get people who send me stupid stuff like, oh, this will hurt you. No, it won't. There's no repercussions onto me. Coaches ago. That's such a strange thing. Like I went into one time, Vegan Gained even said that. He goes, well, you'll suffer from that because of what? But I don't get any benefits. I literally don't qualify for anything. So it's such a strange, very, very strange thing for people to say. My taxes are one of my biggest stressors in life. So yeah, you know what? I hope they never reopen the IRS. Great. Fantastic. So that's how I view it. And then people say stuff, well, how would we have things without this? Private industry does a good job. I mean, you look at Texas. Here's a perfect example. And if anyone thinks I'm making this up, literally just check YouTube. Just check YouTube alone for the videos on this of HEB is like the FEMA of Texas. HEB, a private company here, one of the largest companies in the U.S., is pretty much a Texas-based grocery chain that provides more emergency services faster than FEMA does in the state of Texas. Whenever there's a disaster, HEB actually responds and fixes problems faster than the government does. For the unaware, as a private industry, in fact, where do you think we had access to stuff? When this last hurricane shut my entire area down, there was no electricity within 3 miles, 2 to 3 mile radius of my neighborhood. There was no electricity for 6 days other than at HEB. We went to HEB. They had relief efforts going. They gave us all charging stations. They had disaster relief set up at HEB, and they were still selling groceries. They were still selling groceries and were letting everyone charge their phones and devices and had emergency services and were giving out food and water to the community. So every time there's a disaster, HEB literally sends out their trucks, everything else on top of it, and gives relief effort even faster than FEMA does. They're usually a day ahead of them every single time. And this has been documented. There's been documentaries done on it that are on YouTube. So when people say silly stuff like, well, how would this or that get done? Private industry can do a pretty dang good job when it wants to, when it takes care of its community. And that's a perfect example. That's a perfect example. We have that here in Texas. That's why we call HEB the FEMA of Texas. There's a reason I've shot there. Reason I'm loyal to them. Like, they take care of their community as a private company. Okay. And they do it making large profits still. So yeah, there's a certain point where people say, well, how much do we really need? I mean, same thing. State of Texas has its own Air Force, Navy, everything. We have all of that on our own, even separate. But that's kind of the point. This stuff could be funded with tariffs. Things can be funded with business tax, other things. We don't have to have government the size that it is to get the services that we need, and its spending is out of control. So there's a point where, yeah, if people are there like, look, if we can't get this spending down to a reasonable level, we'll leave it closed until you can come to an agreement. And they have to get our taxes under control. And I think people forget that too. Anybody know this? Anybody know what caused the American Revolution? History. It was over taxes, was it not? Anyone know how much the tax was? Anybody in here care to take a guess? The viewers, take a guess. What made the American colonists revolt and start a whole country and throw the crown out? It was a 3% tax. The British government imposed a 3% tax on the U.S. colony. They killed them for it. They threw them out and started a whole new government, including a right to bear arms, so that they could overthrow their government again. That was why they wrote it, if they needed to. Right? 3% tax. Man, what would Americans today give to only have a 3% tax? Well, we originally fought a revolution over and said no. 3% tax, guys. So again, on our Trader Day for you guys, peppermint, that's what cost it. Yet now what are people paying? Yeah, this started with, yeah, exactly. We shouldn't have it. American citizens shouldn't be taxed directly at all by the government. So they need to have their other alternate methods of generating revenue that don't involve taxing us. And if they can't stay within a budget, they can't spend it. So with all of us, if we don't have the money for something, what happens? What do us as citizens have to do? If we don't have the money to buy stuff, we just can't buy it. Are we allowed to run up debts 10 times our yearly income? I agree with that. Remember when I said that, and people have used that as hate against me, haven't they, Peppermint? People use that as they can't believe you would do that. Remember when I made a joke video on my other channel about that? And I said that we needed a blood democracy, that if our politicians, any year that they couldn't balance the budget, that their whole family line would be wiped out as a punishment. Blood democracy, right? You cut their whole family down, out root and stem. Right? If we wrote that into law, would the budget be balanced every year? If there was a law written that your entire family line is wiped out if you can't balance the budget to the political leaders, what would happen? Would we have a balanced budget every year? If our law wrote that that's it, your whole family, you and your whole family are gone. If you can't balance the budget, that's the price you pay for leadership. Would they balance the budget every year? We need draconian laws policing our politicians. Right. People don't realize the whole point is you never have to carry this out. Exactly. That's the point. That is the point. It's the deterrent. Like people said, you would do that. It's like, we wouldn't have to because they wouldn't dare do it. They would automatically protect their families. They would 100% balance that budget. They'd be like, yeah, this foreign aid's gone. Oh, this is gone. This spending's gone. Nope. I don't want all my grandchildren and parents and everybody gone. So no, I'm going to balance the budget. They do it every year. every single year it would be sorted. This is a coaching channel, but we discussing current events in the live right now. Now, if you guys want to ask you training questions, Buffy, please feel free to do so. I am obviously a strength coach. You saw my training vlog come up. I have client vlogs, but I was just picked a topic for the day. I'm looking for weightlifting advice. Well, you are in the right place. Hello, Pentalope. I saw all your posts earlier. This is going to be good. Let's go to the channel. Is this a new channel? She just made the channel today. Even guys, again, no notification. I don't know why, Lars. I don't know why it's not giving a notification. It's got people in here. Hit that like button. How many regulars are posting? And we got 3 likes. Hit that like button, y'all. Right? Thank you, Lars. Well, oh well. Because I'm putting out a lot of content, but at least we're getting views. That coffee chat got good views. This will get good views. Just keep it flowing. But you guys have to hit the like. That's part of the problem. 4 likes, 5 likes. Get them likes up. Come on. Get them likes up. There we go. Get the likes, get the content going. And as usual, I'm going to try to ignore stupid comments and just let them go. Yeah, you just got to just check it periodically. But that's my take on it. No, government shutdown. If they can't balance the budget, they shouldn't be allowed to reopen it. I think done. Fine. Hey, then the IRS is closed. All right? Great. Who helps people? Oh, I love coaches. There you go. I get people cotton diesel strong and jacked. Right? Look at my clients. Look at the testimonials. I'm drinking water. We have flavored water with potassium in it. Tips for women. Well, Penelope, I know since you just made this account, I'm not going to take this too serious. I'm going to move on from this one. I don't have necessarily good tips. Quit banging dudes who aren't good men. Problem solved. Quit turning down good men. Oh, be quiet. Dad, just stop. Dad, you already know it's not a real girl. He singles out every woman who actually is a real woman. Dad, quit hating. Politicians can't launder money if the budget has to be balanced. Exactly, Defiant. I drink sugar-free Dr. Pepper. That's a good choice. Which gym do you train for? I don't. I do everything virtual. I do all my coaching through virtual media. What do you mean you never heard of me? Bro, how can you be in the fitness world and not have heard of me? I'm a household name for like 14 years. Come on now. Just stop. Just stop. We all burrito. No, what? No, we're all taco, no burrito. Oh, sorry. It's Penelope. Penelope, sorry. You sure I can't just call you Penelope? All right. Kind of like cantaloupe. Money over muscle, that's the real question, Coach. You should get both. Coach doesn't mispronounce things. That's right. People get mad at me for my enunciation. I'm like, you guys do know I was deaf when I learned how to talk, right? I've had surgeries and things over the years. I'm going to call you Penelope. Doesn't the new budget have a forward? Yeah. See, there's still a problem. Well, they don't have a budget. That's the point, Lars. The government shut down until they agree on a budget, right? It's shut down until they agree on a budget. What do you suggest for chest gains for a weak chest? Wide grip, flat bench, weighted dips. Progressive overload on them. Use good form. The government owns around 27% of the USA debt. Think that through for a moment. Think that statement through. Protein. Yeah, protein is good stuff. Protein is good. Although my diet's a little higher in carbs than anything at the moment. I get hit on all the time. I always turn guys down. I think I have too high standards. Well, I don't know what to tell you, Penelope. I'm not the best at giving dating advice. I'll give dating advice, but it's not really my forte. Did you know the largest employer in Pennsylvania is the federal government, second largest is their state government? Wow. Right. Well, Penelope, there's your problem. You won't date a guy shorter than you, but you're 6'2". No, that creates a problem for you, doesn't it? Did you ever take? No. Lifting, I was deaf for 2 years before they even figured out I was deaf. Then my parents, oh, that makes a lot of sense. I just can't, y'all. Most men are 62. We already know Penelope is probably a dude. It's all good, man. We're gonna let him larp for a bit, let him have his fun, and then he'll post his crazy stuff. In the meantime, just run with it, y'all. Well, because I didn't know what deaf meant. I'm like, they didn't figure out I was deaf until I was like 7 or 6. I think I was 6. I might have been 6. Oh my gosh. Keeping in mind, guys, this is over 40 years ago. In the public education system, you know. Yeah. Although my hearing had rebuilt mostly on its own in the right, the left I had to have surgery. So my left eardrum is a skin graft. And so one of my stipes is a piece of my skull. So one of the little bones inside. I got my cyborg ear. I'm a cyborg. Repping out 500 all day long on the deadlift, right? I am 5'9", 209 right now. I'm 48 years old, Lovey. I turned 49 this year. How does the hearing issue? I play the guitar, dude. I mean, I have hearing now, guys. We see that you're back, Bacher, Terminator coach. Bacher, you need to drop some. We haven't had a super all day today. You might be the one to rescue it. Yeah, they actually boost the algo too. I love you, Jason. Well, I appreciate that, Bacher. I went deaf when I was a kid. It was tough. Yep. But besides the point. In other words, my pronunciation and enunciation of some things are a little bit funny, and people don't always like it, and they complain about it. They're like, you get everybody's name wrong except for Sean Nalawali. They're like, how do you get his right? And I'm like, I don't know. It's really easy to say. But they're like, you get Sam Sulek's name wrong. You call him Saluk also. Because I just don't care. Could I do a consultation on dating advice as a girl? Sure, Penelope, but you're going to have to pay up front. Actually, I'll be nice. I'll pretend that you're being legit. Yeah, of course. I guess I could give you advice on that. But it is $100 up front. You have to pay before we schedule it. So message me on Facebook. I call him Sam Suluk. It's all good. How would you find your parents in a store? Hey, lifting. Are you really asking me to? Yes, I do, Zelle. Zelle is one of the payment methods I take. So you need to message me from an official Facebook or Instagram account that we can tell is legit. And don't tell me you don't have either one. I don't believe you. And set up a consultation. All right. Nathan is famous. How are you famous, Nathan? You don't have a Facebook. You don't have an Instagram either, I suppose. I just saw your sled push video. Does it hurt your feet? No, we're good, man. Running on asphalt, pushing a sled. Yeah, we do it barefoot. That's how we roll. He's a famous streamer, coach. He's a famous musician. I'm going to check his channel. Okay, hold on. I'm going to his channel. Let's see. He's got 67 followers. Well, he's got 67 followers. That's better than 0. That's at least a following. You can't say no one knows who he is. Dude's got 67 followers. That's more than some of y'all got. Right? What's up, Nathan? It may not be a lot, but you know what? You still got more than most people. Is that a fair statement? Nathan, is that a fair statement? Right? The other one got canceled. Right? That's not his main. Okay. Well, you need to send your main. Hey, Nanny, just stop. Nanny Irish, why are you going to even post? How are you going to even post that? Well, I mean, you see my check mark, you see my followers, you see my plaque. Yes, not as many. I didn't even know I was deaf when I was deaf, honestly. Hey, can we not be discussing all of this nonsense? We don't need all this BS about the Sith Lord in here. I'll drop it. It was not fitness related. Yeah. So we've discussed the government shutdown. Well, now we're getting hit this like button, guys. Dad, you know the rules. No one, you guys haven't issued a vote. So what's the grounds for kicking them out? I need you to list your reason and then call for a vote, Dad. Dad, you know the procedure of all people. Come on now. His old channel had too many wild trolls, so we had to put it pause, but it's the cheeky verse. The cheeky verse. I checked for that and couldn't find it, man. Oh, well. Why did he get so many trolls? I mean, then again, I understand. Never mind. The cheeky verse. You know what, dude? Is it still an active channel? So you told me if I search for this, it's going to exist, and it's going to be the same dude in there. I'm going to take your word. I'm about to check. I'm going to check it out. The cheeky verse. The cheeky verse. Let's see. He only has 248 subscribers. Come on now. That's still not. That's still more than most people. Most people don't have 200 subscribers, so that's fair. Past live streams. What is your content about, Nathan? So, what? Just your thumbnails look a little cray-cray, bro. Oh man, why are you smoking cigarettes? Dude, you can't be smoking cigarettes. But I mean, I do see his thing there. It's still not a massive following. He looks a little cray-cray though, if I'm gonna be honest. It's interesting. Yeah, he cray-cray. Nathan, you cray-cray, bro. I'm just gonna call it like it is. I'm not hating. I'm just saying, man. You know. You just said you couldn't find a man. Now you smoke weed with your boyfriend, Penelope. Penelope, we have caught you in a conflicting statement. So you're saying you can't find a good man, but you're smoking weed with your boyfriend. So are you trying to say that you have a boyfriend and he's not a good man and you're looking for a new man? Is that what you're saying? Let me be clear. Okay, so she's over here saying she got a current boyfriend who she likes to smoke weed with, right? You guys ready? Hold up. Let's follow this. Nathan, you pay attention to this. Like, let's get your take. You're a streamer, right? So Penelope says she can't find a good man, right? Need advice on finding a good man, but she's got a man, still has a man, hasn't cut him loose yet, but he's not a good man, and she smokes weed with him. So you're still over here in a relationship with somebody, trying to replace him. Penelope, you're trying to replace him, claiming you can't find a good man. You're looking for a new man while you still got one. You do know that's like 304 right there. Penelope. Yes, I've trained many women. I've had numerous women clients and blogs and so on and videos I've put up. Penelope, you 304. I'm just calling it. We're uncovering the truth. We're getting to the truth of the matter. You know, the devil is in the details. So here's the thing. If you want to find a good man, you probably need to be a good woman. That's a good place to start. Buffy says, I'm a woman, so I can't lift much, but I try. I want to get a stronger chest and do some bench press, girl. Look, take the bar like this. Hold up, you get you a barbell. All right, grip it, squeeze it, stack the wrist, break it. Oh, like that. There you go. And then you get them teddies of peace and prosperity like me. How's that? We good? All right, so I'll try it, but it's intimidating. Well, don't be scared. You can't be scared of the weights. Do not be scared of the weights. Do you see me get scared when I get under a 500-pound squat bar? Or do you see me just walk over and dominate that weight? Penelope says she's only 20. She's allowed to have fun. She's allowed to cheat and do stuff because she's 20. Yeah, the weights don't hit back. Don't be scared of the weight. People in the gym are not. Yes, they are. Everybody in the gym is nice. They're nice. Yeah. Sorry, Penelope. We're going to have to agree to disagree on that one. Yeah, I guess I'm religious. No, you don't. Good luck with Penelope. I hope you ban her. He deserves it. Well, no one voted. Yeah, don't fear it. Nanny Irish is right. You got to respect the way. Don't fear it. Imagine being the guy behind that account, right? It's all good. No, I would rather not imagine being the guy behind that account. So he's back there probably going, oh my God, look at this. I church coach Blaha. He really thinks I'm a 20-year-old girl. He's so autistic. Ooh. I didn't do coach's neck dirty. What? What's doing my neck dirty? The lighting. What do you mean? What's up? You know, with my neck. Geez, coach. Dad wants me to drink water and eat steak. There you go. That's literally what the dude's back there doing. He's probably rubbing one out. I tricked Coach Blaha. He's so autistic. Never mind, it looks solid as hell. Yeah, what's it? Don't be hating on my neck, bro. What's up? I was doing the neck extensions with 45 pounds today on camera. So that's a 15 with a 45-pound plate on my neck harness. Probably all the heavy carries. All right, we've been doing those loaded carries on the GPP days. I do my duck lips and the people's eyebrow. Cut that 351 a lot easier today. It didn't feel that fourth rep was a little heavy. Why are they impressive? I'm just throwing a med ball. I don't think there's anything really that special about them, dude. I'm just throwing a ball. Well, I don't have a heavier med ball. Unfortunately, should I add some med balls? Should I add some med balls to the Amazon wish list? Right, so if you guys love the med ball toss, I can add some heavier ones to the Amazon wish list. Right? Yeah, look at the top. It's pinned to the top, man. There's the Amazon wish list is pinned to the top of every chat, guys. I don't know why he watches a bunch of weird stuff online that's making me want to leave him. What does he watch online, Penelope? What sort of stuff does he watch? Anime? Does he watch Naruto? Med ball toss is good, right? What about an implement to throw it so you can go for PR? What do you mean an implement? What would you do about a gym bully? All it takes is a cock and a pop and money for bail. What's up? In the words of Ja Rule. That's what you do with a gym bully. He watches this guy who wears a mask to cover his identity, talks about a bunch of weird stuff. Anime fan 19. Oh my God. Speaking of anime, hey, how is everybody? Oh my God. Like strongman, where you have to throw it over the bar. Oh, you mean so like when they do the toss over a thing? Let's see. Is this a new account that someone came in, or is this just really arbitrary? If it's an old account, I'm gonna cry laughing. Wait, he's got 2 subscribers. It's a couple years old. Oh my God, the irony of this. All right, that's funny. This is proof that we are living in the matrix. All right. We are truly living in the matrix. I mean, not only that, but think about this. You guys want further proof that we are in the matrix? All right. Remember, this is verified fact. My arch nemesis. Remember my arch nemesis who literally sued me for $500,000 and tried to silence me, right? This is all publicly available. He's an evil doctor, right? Who literally has the same birthday as me. It's been publicly documented. We have the same birthday. Step back. I'm not even making this up. Literally look it up. My arch nemesis is an evil doctor who has the same birthday as me. We're both born on December 15th. 100% verified fact. Like, I'm dead serious. Look it up. Dead serious. How are we not living in the matrix? Think of how crazy is that? Then I just made the thing about anime, and some dude comes in called Anime Fan who has a pre-existing account. I'm telling you guys, it's crazy out there. Crazy. I'm convinced we are living in a virtual reality. It's those algorithms. I'm telling you, dude. It's the algorithms, man. We are living in a virtual reality. Thoughts on men who flash women and what to do about it. In the words of Ja Rule, Buffy, you ready? All it takes is a cock and a pop and money for bail. That's it, bro. Can you dig it? You don't. I know. Maybe I'm a little too Caucasian to say that. I'm straight hood, dude. Just telling you, man. I'm a gangster. Can't you tell? All right. So you don't know what that means. So go look it up, Buffy. All it takes is a cock and a pop and money for bail. That's how you deal with them. Can I do a dragon flag? No, probably not. Never tried. I'm not interested in doing a dragon flag. I do toe-to bars, though. I can do 12, 13 toe-to bars. I'm a small woman. I can't fight. But you can use that thing. Hey, Buffy, why are you out there lacking in them streets? All right. How you can push around? Do you have Sprouts grocery store? Yes, but I've never been in a Sprouts. I knew someone who was a manager at Sprouts, though. I've never been in a Sprouts, but I knew a guy who was a manager in my circle of friends. Right? Through my circle. Go to the farmer's market. There's too much trouble. I used to sell stuff at the farmer's market way back in the day. We sold peaches and our free range eggs back when I helped run the orchard. That was actually during my weight loss journey when I originally lost 150 pounds 25 years ago. That's what we did. So we actually grew. Actually, they were organic peaches, believe it or not. I know Coach Blaha out here selling organic peaches and free-range chicken eggs. We had like 30 Buff Orpingtons. So we free ranged them in the orchard. So again, think of the synergy here. So you have an orchard, you're trying not to use pesticides. So we'd let the chickens roam the peach orchard and eat bugs all day, and then they would return to their roost at night. Buffy, I'm very into fitness chicks, but I'm not going to entertain this idea of someone through my live stream. Sorry about that. No offense. So no, you don't, Buffy. All right. Now, that being said, I lived on the farm. Yeah. Hey, man, I appreciate that, EJ. But no, he was hit by a drunk driver, dude, straight up. That is why even before I got sober, I never drove drunk, because I lost a friend who died pretty bad to a drunk driver. I never drove drunk, and I've always been very harsh on it. And that was back when I was drinking still. Of course, we're coming up on 7 years, guys. February 18th will be 7 years sober. Right, 7 years. Yeah, you can't drink drunk. So, yeah, I mean, one of my bros in my circle literally burned alive. Like they said they heard him in there. Like it's bad. It was bad. You shouldn't be smoking weed drunk either. Wait, what? Hold up. I thought you were going to say drive and smoke. I'm confused, man. Yeah, you probably shouldn't smoke weed drunk either, to be honest. That's probably not a good idea. Smoking weed and driving. Yeah, that's probably not good either, man. I mean, if you're still intoxicated in such a way that it impedes your ability to safely operate a motor vehicle, not a good idea, man. I mean, you got to think about the consequences of that stuff. It's all fun and games until somebody dies. You know what I mean, bro? Like it's all fun and games until you wake up with the reality that you got behind a wheel impaired and somebody lost their father or their child or their husband or their wife. That's where the party stops. Right? People got to think this stuff through, man. Tell me what the top things you do. I remind all the horrible stuff I've seen. I remember, one, my promise to God. Number two, I remember the stupid stuff I did when I drank. I do the list is, I'm not even going to say some of it. The list is pretty long. So I don't even get into the health end of it. I don't even have to go there. Like I look at my behavior, right? Penelope, we knew this was going to happen. I knew it was you. There we go. All right, you guys want to do the vote? There we are. So Penelope, we're up for the vote finally. Kapow or stay. So there's some new people in here. They don't know how this works. We're up for the vote. Ignore the striated forearms. All right. Kapow. We got one kapow from Peppermint. No stays. We got a kapow from Nathan. Kapow from Grimsheet. Kapow from Nanny Irish. Kapow from Nathan. Here we go. You're going to wind it up. Got a little bit of shake. And bake. Kapow. And we out of here, Penelope. Get out of here with your trifling 304 booty talking about cheating on your boyfriend, looking for a new man because your man ain't no good, but you don't want to dump him till you got a new one. Get out of here with that trifling, shiftless, no good 304 activity. Get out of here with that. All right, next. We were talking about Purse Trevor. We were talking about my bro. But that's okay. We don't need to keep dredging that up, man. Needless to say, drinking and driving is horrible. It causes death and suffering incarnate. I've seen it firsthand. I go to the gym in 45 minutes. Prime with a Y. Yep. Told you that you would like it. Prime with a Y. I always that name cracks me up. He's got to let us know that he's got the Y in the middle. So why do you choose to spell it that way? Right? Do you have any experience in coaching skinny, fat, older guys trying to recon? Yes. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Also, we need a vein check. We're up to 31 people. How are we rating the veins today on a scale of 1 to 10? No, I did not insert a catheter tube in my arm before this. It's real. There's no AI. Hold on. See, that's real veins. Yes, I train boxers and martial artists. You've seen vlogs for them. So Nathan's giving it a 10. How we doing on the veins? All right, let's get the vein ratings. Veins 100%. All right, good. Let's get a forearm rating today. How the forearms today? We've been doing all those weighted carries. I do lots of reps, lots of cardio for certain stuff. Plus genetics. I've always been veiny. All right. Well, then you don't worry about it then, Buffy. I'm not the right man for you then. All right, let's get a quad check. We got quads. How the quads doing today? You guys saw that high bar squat today, right? I cranked out 405 for an easy 7 reps. All right. Let's get back to business. I've heard lifting too many weights isn't good for martial artists. Josh, somebody told you wrong. Most of the best martial artists are amazingly strong on the barbell. Even Bruce Lee lifted weights 6 days a week. No, I'm not showing my package on here, Buffy. We're not doing that. Bro, why you gonna come in here pretend to be a girl and then want to see my package sticking your tongue out? We lift weights, right? Mike Tyson didn't lift weights. Mike Tyson could bench press over 400 pounds. Just stop, John. You're not Mike Tyson either. I'm a woman, not a girl, buddy. I'm not your buddy, pal. I'm not the most flexible person in the world, anime fan, if we're going to be perfectly honest. Look, I'm strong. You guys see me just rep out 500 pounds on the deadlift. You can see, you guys watch me jump, you watch me throw, you watch me run. I'm strong, I'm fast, I'm conditioned. Flexible, I am not. I'm about as flexible as a hippopotamus. Right? Yes, I have golfer clients too. Yeah, dude, I'm about as flexible as a hippo. Yeah, we all know Tyson lifted weights. Just stop, Ja. Ja, stop being lazy. Stop making excuses. Stop coping. You guys remember, look, do you remember, what's his name? Was doing 500-pound box squats on camera a number of years back. Why am I losing his name? How have I done this? Heavyweight UFC. John Jones. Right. Luke says, how you doing? If Trump put you in charge of military fitness, what was the first order of business? Deadlift standard. Hey, Jason, Luxus says, hey, Jason, been super busy with work lately as we are in the last quarter. Been watching some of the ice cream fitness stuff and getting back into the gym. Awesome. Good to hear it. Yeah, exactly. Mike did 400 work sets on bench. Yeah, Bone Jones. Yeah, Mike lifted heavy, right? Dude's going to pretend Mike Tyson didn't lift weights. The dude benched 400 pounds for reps. No, he didn't lift weights. Jeez. He did not. No, he lifted weights. What's wrong with Luxus? She's fine in here, dude. Why you guys hate on actual women when they come through? Even Psych has her own podcast on there, and the dudes be all hating on her. She didn't cause any problems. She's in the coffee chats all the time in the mornings. For real, coach. I'm saying. Cool. Client messages. Good. And there you go, Buffy. So Phil, I can't do any of the Facebook lives. I did too many of them, and it said I I can't use the feature for a while. So because I did way too many hours of them in one week. Bacher, that's just simply not true. Don't be that way. Why you made a whole new account just to come in for that too? All right. Buffy got slayed. Yep. That's the end of Buffy. What else we got, guys? Let's get some other topics going. Let's get some topics of conversation. Yeah, I'm not going to go shop at Sprouts. There's no need. I don't even think there's one that close to me. Could you coach me to gain muscle even if I have a 250 calorie deficit? Sure, but we'd have to have this talk about you can't actually know that your deficit is 250. Coach, I saw a comment from a guy claiming vegan gains is stronger than me. Cool, man. So take my rep work on the deadlift and go see if vegan gains can lift it for anything. Do you guys not remember when vegan gains built up to deadlifting 315 for reps? I remember that before he hurt himself again. I mean, wow. It's like, guys, I'm not a kid. I'm not one of you young guys, and yet I lift what I lift, right? Just stop. Vegans are always hurt. I'm very tempted to sign up for coaching. Yeah, let me know, AJ. I have slots open. People be signing up all the time. So just let me know. You know how to reach me. I'll link to Facebook again. Is pickle juice healthy? Maybe. She's like Kratos. Good afternoon, Coach. What's up, Rufio? One of our regulars in here. Yeah. Say what you will. I mean, what is there to say? So the dude went on upped his dose on drugs and dieted down. That doesn't change the fact that he's a sociopath and crazy, and he has a bad knee and still does his garbage training. Completely irrelevant. And he's a crazy. Right. He's good arm genetics. He's on gear now, right? Is this the ice cream fitness dude? Yes, this would be me. I am the guy who wrote the original ice cream fitness program. He benches more than he squats. That's sad, guys. Yeah, he's crazy. He is Frank Tufano constantly on his mind. Benches over 4. Does he bench over 405? Like bench. I mean, dudes say stuff like what they bench and they do a chest bounce. Dudes will bounce a bar off their chest with elbow wraps and call it a bench press. That doesn't count. He's done 410 pause. I didn't know that. Okay. I don't know. I don't leg press. I used to leg press ridiculous amounts of weight because leg presses are not that hard to do. But it's been 20 years. I don't know, throw 20 plus plates on and do sets of 20 is what I used to do. You're asking me, do I hate? Well, keep in mind, this is a person who is continually slandered in big fights with me. Even when I've gone months and never even mentioned him, the dude still just makes hate statements about me every single day. Yes, there's a government shutdown. Keep him fit. Well, new channel. Well, not really. I've had the check mark for a decade in the plaque. Wife met VG in Toronto back in 2021. He was very creepy. All right, fair. They're arguing over budget issues. We already left that behind, man. That was at the start. No, that's not what he said. He didn't say he thinks. I thought he said he was diagnosed as a sociopath, that he had an actual diagnosis. Oh, God. Another one of these in here, Paulos. Let's check. This is going to be a new channel. Let me guess. It was made today. No surprise. Yet again. No, I remember him saying like a decade ago, I think he had said he was clinically diagnosed. All right, regulars. Yeah, his early stuff was valid. Did he delete all that? He might have. I was not aware that he deleted all that, but that was back in the day. And if my memory serves correctly, that is what he said. Coach, see trolls. There's always trolls, man. There's always trolls. Yeah, he did, Nanny. And he put it up. Paulos, another one, right? Notice Paulos just said he's so he's trans and made his account today. Well, that's not suspicious. Do I even need to vote? Do we even need to vote on Paulos, guys? Do we even need to vote on this one? It's a new account. You know what? Just for fan service, we're going to let a vote come up. New account, brand new. We're going to get some votes. Nanny got a kapow. Defiant got a kapow. Nathan got a kapow. Boswell give a kapow. Prime giving a kapow. Bacher a kapow. Grimmy a kapow. We got one stay from EJ. All right, here it comes. Got to wind it up. Y'all ready for it? Y'all ready for it? Booyakasha, in the words of the great Ali G. Right, turn the speaker back up. Sorry, that turns my mic down every time I do that. That's right, we had a kapow in the house. Actually, that one was a booyakasha. Again, we got to pay homage to Ali G. I was chilling with none other than my main man, Ali G here. All right. Whew. Jason, really enjoying your content lately. You seem in a good place, training well, been a fan since Ice Cream Fitness. Keep it up. Thank you. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, the training's going good. Like we're consistently every single workout knocking down 6 reps of 500 on the deadlifts. Squats and bench are good. Then we're doing all that conditioning in between. Right. I actually really am enjoying the med ball tosses. I thought Ice Cream Fitness dude was English. I'm from Texas. I was living in the UK for 3 years when I started the Ice Cream Fitness channel. Right. Well, I appreciate it, Nathan. Get inspired, man. Get under the barbell, bro. Get strong. Get jacked. Just because you're 40 doesn't mean anything, right? Doesn't mean you can't lift heavy. I'm 48. I'm about to be 49. You see what I lift. And I still run and do cardio, right? I don't discuss my personal life in regard to that at all, Stravos. Even though you inquired earlier, I'm strictly taco, no burrito anyways, though, right? And you get people who say they don't know what that means. Well, think about it for a moment. You hit a specific age, definitely 40s. It's harder to recover in your 40s. No, I started in like my early 20s. I mean, I did a whole video breaking down the history. Start lifting versus actually lift. Like, did I ever play around with some weights when younger? Or do we mean actually lift? My cousins drove me to the gym. I lost weight as a distance runner. I got up to 320. I ran and as a runner and cleaned my diet. I got myself down to 170. And then I got really introduced to the barbell, like on a serious level, and I was hooked. Yep. I was a fatty. Fatty. I was like, hey. No, I wasn't lifting weights, guys. I was fat. Right now, I'm 209 to 210, up to about 211 at the moment. I'm 5'9". Let's go to this channel, John. This is going to be a new account. Let's look. I bet you they made it today. No, they didn't. They made it last month. So it's not super new. Okay. All right. Hey, Nandy, I'm going to give the same answer I give over and over and over. I 100% will compete again. I will not announce it ahead of times. I will simply go compete without any warning when I do it. You guys will not know. I will come like a thief in the night. In and out. Well, I broke Masters records at every meet I did 3 years ago. I broke Texas Masters records in 2 different weight classes last time. All 3 meets, I broke multiple state records. I've never been overweight as a lifter, dude. What do you mean discrimination? No, I don't get discrimination at all. I lost the weight before I got into lifting. But if you're seeking help, I coach. All right? We be coaching. We coach it. They hate it. And we already know he probably is a troll account. We're going to give him a moment. Yeah, look at that vote already. Look at these stats. Oh, you're similar to me. And they're giving the stats. They're giving the stats. And it's a new account, lo and behold, created today. Danny's already called for a kapow. Trill's already called. Man, look at all these kapow. Bro. Elois, you done goof, man. You made this new account today coming in talking about, I'm just like you, and then you drop some silly goofball. Look at those kapows. That man. What is kapow? This is called Democracy in Action, Jean Baptiste. This is called Democracy in Action. Hey, man, I'm sorry, but democracy rules, okay? This is not a dictatorship. We have no kings in here, my friend. This is democracy with my outrageous French accent. You stinky English pig dog. All right, you ready? Here it comes, man. Gotta get a little bit of shake. And bake! Go out of here. Kapow! The gavel of justice has come down. I am the law, as Judge Dredd said. I am the law. You won't fuck around no more. I am the law. I judge the rich. I judge the poor. I am the law. Right? Kapow's the leader. Yeah, they've been sentenced to death. I have a gavel of justice that's been imbued by God himself with +5 holy damage. Right? Because he came in talking crazy stuff with a new account he had just made. It was made today. Already starting in with, I'm just like you, then drops this crazy midget height. People already knew. They done caught it. You don't know the regular trolls. They make new accounts every day. Yeah, he's new here. It's okay. Jean Baptiste is new here. George, yeah. You have a broken heart from a breakup 3 years ago. I don't. I don't get broken hearts that long. Right? Who cares? Let people have what they want. Yeah, it's all good. Well, this is a democracy. You know, we have a rule of law here, and no one is above the law. John, so here's the thing. You know this. This is what I tell people when it comes to the law. If you knock a vase or a dish off your countertop or off the bar and your cat sees it, the cat sees you do it, what do you have to do? You got to spray yourself with the water bottle in front of the cat so that the cat knows that the law applies to everybody. Right? That's just how it is. Right? They've been ruining the content. No one's above the law. He got put on the stand not too long ago. He was barely voted and he got to stay. EJ's been been right up to the gallows, man. He's been there. He just inched it out. Like 4 Capals, 5 stays, and they let him stay. It was close. Yet here he is. He's been spared. Right? Yeah, we've got high-profile regulars. But then they can petition me to get reinstated. Lars did. He messaged me from his real Facebook with a real name on a real account and linked his thing, and I unbanned him, and he's now allowed back in. He made anti-modern sporting rifle comments. And we know I am very pro-Second Amendment. Right? Bacher over here. Oh, see no animal, because I'm a loser, baby. Right? That's a song. You guys remember Beck, the loser? All right. North American back in the house. Brother Jason, I was getting harassed by a trainer at a box gym asking me to buy coaching. I told him my goals were to be stronger, faster, and hornier than he could ever imagine. He didn't let me be. There you go. You told him. We come to Team Blaha for that. We don't need his nonsense. Piss poor quality training. How many 500-pound squatters does he have? That's the litmus test. How many of my clients over the years have I put up squatting over 500 pounds who weigh under 200? How many have I put up squatting 550 plus who are over 200? I competed in several meets in the UK. I was also certified to judge world records while I was in the UK, and I judged some world records as a powerlifting meet judge on camera. No, I was not a weightlifter. I was a powerlifter. Powerlifter. Right? So if you do not know what powerlifting is a sport where we compete with the squat, bench, and deadlift for a 1-rep max under standardized conditions with rules in place. Right? Weightlifting is an Olympic sport where they test a 1-rep max in a standardized platform on the clean and jerk and the snatch. Yes, those are the real names of the Olympic lifts. The snatch, the clean, and the jerk. I'm 100% serious. Look it up. Everyone likes a clean snatch. No, I don't do Olympic lifting. I do powerlifting. I mean, I do a lot of other athletic stuff. I do a lot of weighted body weight stuff. I run, I jump, I throw. I do barefoot running, by the way. And people hate on that really bad. They're like, this guy runs barefoot. This is bad for your feet. My feet hurt just watching me run barefoot. Yeah, dude. You talk about the pussification of the Western male. No, it's not dangerous. Do you like Starbucks? Yeah, I like Starbucks. They're all right. They get all upset at the barefoot. But then Carrie June Ann has 5.3 million followers, and she promotes barefoot training and running and barefoot lifting, and people don't hate on that. She has 5.3 million followers on Instagram and promotes it, and everybody's cool with it. But when Coach Blaha does it, like, why are you squatting 500 pounds barefoot? Why are you running out on them streets barefoot? Why are you pushing a sled down the street barefoot? I'm like, because that's how real ninjas do it. You know, Why are you being racist? I stepped on a nail last week. I had to get a tetanus shot, and I'm still on antibiotics. Hey, man, yeah, you don't want to get lockjaw. You step on a rusty nail, you go get your tetanus shot. Right? That's just how it is, man. Got to get it. Why are you stepping on nails, though? That's the real question. I step on acorns and rocks, and I just dig them out of my foot. It's all good. Hey, Barker, you got to quit with this man of war squat. This nonsense you making up. Because I will ban you a second time. Go away or I will taunt you a second time. All right. Going to be training your immune system. There you go. Right. Again, this whole fear of barefoot stuff, pussification of the Western male. This is a problem. We got to get over this as a society. I've had 4 different pairs of Vibrams. I'm still doing barefoot. I did throw some in my thing. One of my fans said he was going to buy it. He bought some other stuff. We said, if you throw some shoes in, I'll buy them. I put them in there. He hadn't bought them yet. I'm going to wait. He's come through before. But I threw some Vibrams back in there. Eventually, I might throw some back on for some of the running. But I like the fact that it toughens my feet up. Like the bottom of my feet are like leather. I'm like old Leatherfoot. Would be my nickname. Got Coach Leatherfoot over here. Got an acorn stuck in there. He didn't realize for 3 miles till he dug it out. All right. Walked for 3 miles out knowing you stepped on a nail. I've had a mesquite thorn go all the way through the bottom of my foot when I was clearing fence row. It went through my work boot. And then it broke off inside through the bottom. And I couldn't get the boot off. And I was 200 yards from my truck. We had a fun day that day. Will I do something for Halloween? I don't know. Probably not. I've never heard of a Kelso press. I'm familiar with a Kelso shrug, but not a Kelso press. Bucker, you tested my patience. You might need to drop a super to let you stay. You should dress up as a rock. Why don't you dress as Kratos? Because then I got to get off. So I still have my 300. You guys have not realized my awesome 300 costume? The one I wore at the charity event. Remember when I went to the deadlift charity event for breast cancer and I deadlifted 625? Do you not remember this, guys? Okay. Men are no longer men, unfortunately. Gone are the days of manual labor leading. Men are still men. There's a lot of men out there. But there has been a general pussification. My butt hurts. Every time you do this, you ask something crazy, and then I ban you again. Can I ask a question? It's prior topic. You speak about it sometimes, but it's kind of off the wall. That Spartan lift was alpha, right? I sold them. I actually sold them to an IPF coach. And what's it called? So one of the actual chairman for the IPF who lived in my town, I sold him all those weights. So he bought those. I knew him personally. No, it was a completely different one that I went to war with the doctor. I bought a better one here with a steel helmet. The Spear and Magic helmet. You guys know my helmet, right? Do I need to go bust out the Spartan helmet? Do we need to put it on the background up there with Bag Puss? Guys, do I need to go get the Spartan helmet? Do you guys forgot all about it? Because I had that full outfit with a loincloth and a cloak and everything. No, I don't have the original. I think I left it somewhere new. I have a much better one now. The one I wore at the charity event, guys, there's videos. Yep, chains on chin-ups. Yep. Hold on. I'll be right back. Let me go get the Spartan helmet. We have the helmet. We don't even see your question. Your butt hurts. You didn't ask a question. It must have got in the spam filter. I can't see the screen when I put the helmet on because I got to take the glasses off. And then the strap gets in the way. So yes, guys, we have a Spartan helmet. And I have a full costume with a loincloth and a big long cloak. This is Blaha. Why it has tape? There's no tape. No, that's paint. They painted it that way for some reason. I don't know. I could repaint it. We need to put it up back here too. And then I have the guitar pick. All right. Now we're getting all sorts of props back there, but it's you know what? It's kind of hiding my plaque, man. He gives tips. What did you do? Which one? Now, girls like glutes, man. Women like glutes, dude. What are you worried about? Bagpuss and the Spartan helmet are a good throwback, right? Have I ever been to an American Halloween party? I'm from the U.S., live in the U.S., and I'm 48. No, I've never been to a Halloween party in my life. Come on, guys. We've got to be. You just straight trolling now. Questions like that. We can't be blocking the thing. All right. We got Swag Puss up there. Nice guitars. Yep. I don't have crazy Halloween stories. Yep. So that's my Gibson Les Paul and my Fender American Strat. Jean, yeah, what's up? What do you mean crazy Halloween? How to grow your butt? Squats. Deep squats. Right? I watch many American movies. You play guitar at all, Nathan? And do you guys, anyone else here play? Saw the Halloween party in Mean Girls. You think of 300? No, 300 was a great movie. Right? That was a great movie. Everyone has blank profile pics. Professional musician. Cool. Oh, that's right. Do squats with heavy weight. All right, here we go. Kapow for pedophile talk. Get out of here. Drums, bass, piano. Lead singer, guitarist. There we go. Cool. Yeah, that's literally just exactly, dude. Exactly. That's right. Everybody want to be a bodybuilder, but nobody want to lift this heavy ass weights. In the words of Ronnie Coleman, and that was an executive order. We can't be making literal positive comments towards pederast behavior. No, there are lines that you do not cross. Right? Yeah, just straight up. I don't even care if someone's a troll. Like there's trolling, but here's what I always tell guys, man. If you're willing to get up and troll like that about that sort of behavior, don't even pretend that you're not really one. Because that's not trolling anymore, right? You're no longer trolling dudes. You're straight up showing your true colors. Like you need to be on a watch list. You know, for the sake of children at that point. Just saying. Yep, exactly. Wow. I'm addicted to lifting. I miss a day. I started to get weird butterfly feelings. What? Uh-oh. Going through those lifting withdrawals. Would you make distribution of CP a capital offense? If I were God, Emperor of mankind, John, you don't think about for a second. What do you think CP means? If I were God, Emperor of mankind, would I make distribution of CP a capital offense, it would be public execution. Nick, I don't know anything about that, right? Yeah, dude, it would be public execution. That's how you deter that stuff. Like, no, we don't got to do all that. Just public execution, man. Just right there in front of everybody. We don't got to go get all extreme with it. I'm not saying we shouldn't consider that route. Just saying public execution for the greater good. I don't even think we need to torture them. I'm trying to be polite about it. But a guillotine wouldn't be a bad go. Right? Yeah. A guillotine wouldn't be a bad go. All right. And here's the reason. It's not even about revenge. It's not even about anger. It's about the fact that it's protecting children at that point. Because once they offend, it's incurable. Right? If they do not get psychiatric help before they physically offend, right? Once they cross the line, they cannot cure it. There is no turning back. Like, they're completely incurable, right? They cannot be cured. Therefore, as long as they are still alive, they're an ongoing threat. They're a threat to children for the rest of their life once they've crossed the physical line, because it can't be cured. It can be undone to a great extent before they offend with deep intensive therapy. Like, they got to have a lot of mental health. It can be resolved to some extent. But once they cross the line, that's it. They're a threat forever. So if you leave them in prison and they break out, they're a threat again. See what I mean? So it's just safer. Right? I'm not even talking about revenge. I'm not even talking about anger. It's just safer. Right? Now the public would make an example though. And I mean, so I do see where you guys are going though with the making it extreme. Yeah, I still do hot baths sometimes. But the point there is it's about protection at that point. Because they're a threat. And if you put them in jail and they escape, they could become a threat again. No struggles. We can't take baths together, bro. Well, no, Bacher, falsely accused, is not as convicted. Okay? Let's be clear. I'm not talking about accused. I'm not talking about charged. I'm talking about found guilty with evidence beyond a shadow of a doubt. So any capital offense requires shadow of a doubt. Like, everyone knows this, right? Well, you don't execute people, even in Texas, without they did it beyond a shadow of a doubt. Like, and a jury has looked at all of it and the evidence and we're like, yeah, we're sure they did it. There's no chance they're innocent. Yeah, I'm in Texas. So that's what you'd be looking at. So that's when I make that statement. I'm not saying the accusation. I am saying, again, they have been found guilty by a jury of their peers, guilty beyond a shadow of a doubt. And I don't think that's unreasonable in this case. I was originally born here in Texas. I've lived in other places. I even spent 3 years in the UK, but I am Texas born and raised. I'm not interested in quinoa. This isn't hippie fitness. I'm good with my chicken and rice, bro. I'm a chicken, brown rice, and sweet potato type of bro. You see my food, man. That's how Coach gets down. So, right. So yeah, I'm not talking about what if they're false. Well, we're not talking about accusation. We're talking about, we're sure evidence beyond a shadow of a doubt that they're a pederast. It's like, we're done, What about chickpeas? Isn't that like when a group of girls goes to the bathroom together? They call it a chickpea. That would never happen. He laughed. What'd you do if the state mandated veganism? Well, that's why we have the Second Amendment to deal with tyrants. Right? I don't believe in eliminating any whole food group. That's just stupid. Like when anyone comes up with get rid of meat or get rid of carbs or get rid of grains or dairy or fruits or whatever, this is nonsense. Come on, guys, this is stupidity. Just stop. Most whole foods are good. You know, we're good for you. Eggs, even in moderation. I do 2 omega-3 eggs every day right now. Yeah, UK state, they can do anything. You have no recourse, right? See, you guys need a Second Amendment. That's why we kicked your king out and we wrote our own laws over that 3% tax. Yeah, y'all have to abide. This carbo found from me, volume, satiety, calorie, and fibre. Look at that British spelling. You got that fibre. Sweet potatoes. Yeah, so I did for breakfast, I did brown rice, sweet potato, chicken breast. And you guys see how I do my chicken breast. I do an herb rub and I bake it in the oven. So I put up all the pictures, man. So brown rice with sweet potatoes and broccoli in, and then I cook my meat separate, and then I slice up and put it on top. And I like to dice up a bell pepper for garnish on there. Kosher trains, big in Texas, I suppose. I don't think the trains are any different size here than in other places. They kind of travel through. I do put honey. I do raw honey in my Greek yogurt. Right. More of these trained guys. I know how to make brown rice taste great. Like a little bit of soy sauce, a little bit of honey goes a long way on brown rice. Try it. If you think I'm kidding, try it. Dudes are like, I don't care for brown rice. Put some soy sauce and a little raw honey on it and come back and tell me you don't like brown rice. Or a little bit of like guacamole sauce. Jason, can you play the guitar? Maybe, John. I might draw something. Yeah, guacamole sauce rocks too. Oh, we're gonna play some guitar. I might. Nathan's gonna judge me harshly. He's a professional. He's gonna be like, what are you doing? Might need to be tuned. This is Shoot to Thrill by AC/DC. I live stream every day. Every day. Right? A little bit of Clapton there. All right, we're done with that. Let's get back over to some talk. Yeah, that was the intro to Layla. So, Jason, if you had 13 fish in a bowl of 100 fish, and those 13 fish were causing 50% of the problem, what would you do? Man, why are you going to ask me a question like that? Why are you going to ask me a racist ass question like that? All right. I didn't know you liked Coach. Who didn't know? Who you talking to? What's up, Nate? That was good. Nate has been Blaha pill. Coach, how would you get someone to start lifting weights when they think all they need is walking and dieting? You need to explain to them the benefits of lifting weights. Right? Tell them, unfortunately, lifting weights only reduces cancer, diabetes, heart attack, and obesity. If only it made us look good naked also. Right? Yeah, Bucker, why you gonna call out Tyrone like that, bro? Why you gonna be racialist up in here, man? Bacher. In the words of Ali G, why are you being racialist? Come on, man. Bacher. I'm gonna put you up to a vote. I'm just saying, man. I got to do it. All right, I'm gonna let you guys vote on Bacher. Nathan wants to give him a kapow, man. Peppermint gives him a stay. Tyrone gives a kapow. Wemby gives a stay. This is going to be a tough one. This is going to be close. EJ gives a stay. Basil gives a stay. All right. Anybody else? We voting. I'll say so. Nathan wants to change it from kapow to stay. Okay. He apologized to the jury. Okay. Bacher, you have been found not guilty by a jury of your peers. You are allowed to stay for now. But be on good behavior. All right. Justice has been served. Yep. There we go. Thin ice. That ice is this thin, yo. That ice is as thin as that bottom B string. Right? Always remember, Eddie eats dynamite. Goodbye, Eddie. Or it's Eddie ate dynamite. Hey, Coach, what happened? What's up, Joe? Everybody gets mad about how he dies. But how you doing, Joe? Let's listen, right? Well, Nathan's a musician. He knows what the phrase means that I just did as a guitarist, right? Does anybody not know that? Do I need to give a quick lesson? It's for new guitarists to remember the keys of each string. No, I didn't go to university to be a coach. I went to the University of lifting heavy ass weights for decades and coaching people and learning from the best coaches in the world. Hundreds of hours of studying Louis Simmons back in the day. Another one to remember. Right. So, Nate, Coach, got a PhD in lifting these heavy ass weights. There we go, man. What's your favorite movies? I don't have a favorite movie. I got a lot of movies I like. Most recent favorite might be the Hobbit movies again, There and Back Again, and that one after. It's just like a 2-part. Those are pretty good. Some classics, though, were going to be any of the old action movies. But no, I definitely like, I like fantasy. Some other ones I really loved most of my life, The Big Lebowski, Raising Arizona. One of my lifelong favorites. We back. What's up, Rubio? I might wind this down here momentarily. We didn't get any supers today. We got no donations, no super chats. Oh well. I got to get some other work done on my other social medias. And clients are all good for now. I just got a consultation sold though. I got coaching slots open too, by the way, guys. I stream at various times. I do a coffee chat every morning. All right, guys, I'm going to roll out of here, though. I'll give you guys a bicep shot before we go. Oh, Mount Biceps. And we're out.